All right, welcome to CAPECAST. It's been 2 weeks since we've been on here. Feels like forever.
Does feel like forever.
Had all kinds of health struggles.
Yeah. We're here. Alive and well.
Nice.
Good.
Nice. Chris?
How's everybody else doing?
Better than Brandon.
Yeah.
Chris!
I'll pick you up at noon.
Chris!
Awesome, I'm busy!
I'm busy, stupid dick!
They'll never get old.
And
Been 2 weeks
Alan?
since we had that drop.
Alan.
how you doing, Alan?
Good, guys. Good.
Basement Blues in the house.
Hey.
Hey.
He's one of the
Were you
one of the
able to
fortunate
find
few
your,
that got the
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Steelbook Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm super jelly.
Nice. Congratulations.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Way to
Alan
go.
and myself both went to
Yeah.
multiple Best Buys to try and find it, but
I keep thinking
nice.
that I'm gonna like find it hidden behind, the next couple movies over, and it just hadn't happened yet. So
I had a great. I don't know if I told you this, Chris, and I definitely haven't told Alan yet. But I went to the first Best Buy I went to on the day that the Snyder Cut dropped. I walked back to the Blu-ray section, and I'm like, looking around on the new release rack or whatever. There's another guy who's kind of like doing the same thing. He gets around. We're kind of like on the opposite side, so he makes his lap around, and a Best Buy employee comes down the other side of the rack, and I hear the guy ask the Best Buy employee, "Do you guys have any more Zack Snyder's Justice League?"
Give him a hug.
And yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That was what's so great about it. He was like, "No, I've never seen anything like it. Things sold out immediately when we opened up this morning."
Wow.
And by that time, I had moved over to kind of hear the response of the employee, and the guy turned around and looked at me, and I was like, "Not gonna lie, that kind of makes me happy." And he's like, "I know, right? I know." Brandon was mad I didn't plug the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that your job? Like your main thing with the show is Ryan.
that's what
Don't
you
want
do.
to find us.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Give him the whole spiel.
By the way,
Smash that subscribe
that's
button.
where to find us. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos that we're putting up. We've got this weekly show that we do at 9:00 on Tuesdays, and where it's kind of like all geek things. And then on Thursdays, we have a more general movie show. Give us a follow on Twitter at CapeCast Show, and we have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNE. And look, I made the transition, Brandon.
I know. I was waiting. I had my finger on it just in case you didn't.
All right.
I wasn't going to bring attention to it, though, but you did well.
You would have at some point, whether it was now or 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off with some DC stuff, like we always do. We got our first glimpse at the new Aquaman suit for Aquaman 2. And has it been officially declared to be a stealth suit, or is that just speculation?
Yeah, I think either Momoa or James Wan mentioned stealth, like that by name in the post.
Gotcha.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I'll be honest, not a huge fan. It didn't really do anything for me. I really like the suit in the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris, what are your thoughts? We'll kind of go
Kind
around.
of gives me like Nick Cage, Superman vibes.
You
know what I mean?
I think it's
like
got an
wet
electrical
too much
current
abs.
running through it.
Yeah, it's whatever. I don't care.
Well, maybe that's the long hair that's giving you that indication.
Yeah, that might be.
And the,
Could be.
and the blue
But
neck.
Ryan doesn't give me that indication.
That's true. That's true.
He definitely he has zero Superman vibes that he puts off. So
Alan, we should go.
No, it's okay. I got rid of it.
I'm kind of bummed that
Alan, what'd you think?
I'm bummed that he doesn't have his gloves this go around. I like I like the more traditional suit. I don't mind this suit if he would have had some damn gloves. I mean, give me some gloves, man.
That's kind of one of the major strong suits for the first movie for me was all the costume
really
design. Other than I didn't like Mira's suit.
The movie
was
itself.
just not a fan. Yeah.
You
But
also
I don't
didn't like Atlana's trench
Oh.
disguise.
Oh, gosh. Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
I don't
Brandon,
really have
what
a
you
problem
think?
with the suit personally. I don't think it's going to be
Donnie G in the
featured
house.
like a lot. I think it's going to be one of those special, like kind of like the what was it, the Black Monkey suit or whatever in Spider-Man Far From Home, or what was it called? Something Monkey.
Night.
It was also the stealth
the
suit, but
Night
that was
Monkey, yeah.
the Night Monkey.
Night
Yeah.
Monkey. Yeah. Similar to that, like there's going to be a mission that he's going to use it for, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
That's just my feelings on it. But
Gotta
I don't
sell
think it looks
toys.
bad. And that too. Yeah. The belt definitely has this like, it looks like an ammo belt almost. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it's got these like segmented ammo beltish looking things on it.
I was thinking it looked like fish ribs, like fish bones.
That's what it is. He's wearing fish ribs.
Yeah.
Uh,
You heard it here
Getting a
first.
note from
folks.
his mom's
I
playbook.
want to say,
Yeah.
I think the first suit had something similar. It was just the same color as the top, so it didn't stand out as much. But anyways, we also got a look at, or James Wan shared a Desert Stranded Orm from the set of filming. What do you what do you guys think about this? I'll just ask in general.
I
I
made
think
fire.
the go-to response was Castaway for most of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's looking good. Old Patrick
Staying in
for his
shape.
age. Yeah. Was it somebody had mentioned that this is some brief plot outline that was revealed in those like Snyder storyboards for
See,
future
I saw
stuff?
that, but I've intentionally avoided reading them. So,
Yeah, I don't know what. Because I didn't read them either. So, but I did see people talk about that on Twitter.
Which, I mean, if that's the case, whatever it takes to get more of the stuff he had drawn out in one form or another.
Yeah, I am very interested to see the dynamic this go around with Orm and Arthur.
Yeah, I agree.
Considering how the last movie ended with them.
Yeah.
And Chris, you haven't. You still haven't even seen Aquaman, have you?
I got like 15, 20 minutes in.
That's not even enough time to get to the desert scene.
No.
Pitbull.
Nope. I was in like the U-boat
Was it-
thing, and I couldn't
was it-
anymore.
Atlana eating the goldfish, was that what did you end? You're like, nope.
Oh, gosh.
I don't even know if I got to that point. I just
15
that movie.
minutes. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That might be the bar scene where he's taking the selfies with all the bikers. Yeah.
no. It was like at first it was all bad leading up to that for me. It was a struggle to get to where I got to, but it was like after like there was the whole like submarine villain intro. Like
Guitar riff.
I just felt like I was watching like one of those like made for TV sci-fi movies.
Permission to
A
come
bad
aboard.
one, not like a fun one, and I was like, I can't. And that was all I ever saw of Aquaman.
Wow.
Yikes.
I think Mandy liked Chris, when we met at the baby shower, but after all that, she's probably gonna kick you in the nads next time she sees you. She loves some Aquaman, dude.
Is it the character or the movie?
It's the character.
Okay.
It's the character.
Or the
She
actor.
watched him unbox the Metallica stuff the other day, shirtless on Instagram, and I thought she was going to faint.
How'd you feel about yourself after that?
So not the character.
I mean, it's par for the
Yeah,
course.
it's just Momoa.
Patrick Wilson's already kicked me just now. I'm good for the rest of the night.
Well, I don't know. Of the movies that are coming out for DC, it's just kind of one that's kind of taking a back burner for me with excitement level. Don't know why. Just is.
I think I think the things that we have hangups with about the first one, Ryan, hopefully considering a lot of those main key players that were involved, that we assume kind of integrated a lot of that like cheesy humor and all that stuff. won't be involved this time. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah, but there was also that quote saying that I think it was from Patrick Wilson saying that this one was going to be even funnier.
That's true. But funny,
the most emotional Aquaman yet.
But injected humor after the fact versus organically funny from the get-go are two different things.
Yeah, but
because Zack Snyder's
DC
Justice
just
League
doesn't
was very
do
funny.
that. Yeah, but that wasn't DC. That was Zack Snyder.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. There's a certain brand of humor. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because I feel like all those jokes that we roll our eyes at in Aquaman are those like punched up dialogue type reshoot type things that we always have issues with when it comes to this stuff. So we'll see. I'm trying to be positive here.
Apparently the early screening that Wong did with Zach Wong, did I say Wong? Wang, yeah. Wong something. So apparently he loved it and he put his stamp of approval on it. So maybe that's before
he also is a champion of his fellow creatives and will go to bat for them just like he did with Patty Jenkins in Wonder Woman 84. We all know how we feel about that. And I guarantee you Zack Snyder does not like that movie. That movie has nothing that screams stuff that Zack likes. But he's a producer by default. And he's gonna be a good soldier and push it out there like he's supposed to.
This is true. And that's something that we've seen kind of really since that it was just really weird. That first DC fandom, like all of a sudden all the creatives like started like publicly supporting everybody's work in DC.
Everything's great.
Yeah. It's exactly how it feels, Chris.
Well, they were all on green screens, and what you couldn't see is they had wiped out the Toby Emmerich and all these other people to the right of them that had like the guns being pointed at them to make them say the things they were saying. So,
to be a DC fan.
There were people in green bodysuits with green guns standing right next to him the whole time that nobody could see.
It's Charlie from Always Sunny in Green Man costume.
So last kind of little DC tidbit here is I think it was yesterday. A Penguin series for spinoff of the Batman was announced that it was in early development for HBO Max. Early development for DC doesn't really mean much to me. Their failure rate for projects is pretty incredible. But yeah,
that's true. That's also to give them a little bit of credit in that. Anything that ever gets floated as just even an idea gets reported as in development project with DC just because it gets clicks. And so it's a little unfair on their end because the same kind of stuff happens at every studio. Marvel has tons of projects that are in development. They just don't get reported on because people just don't care as much in terms of just obsessing over.
I also think they don't do a great job of like keeping things behind closed doors like Marvel. Everything that Marvel does is under lock.
That's true. That's true. But outlets just don't seek out those types of stories because they're gonna put out what people are gonna click on. DC fans are just rabid about anything, and so they know that it'll get clicks. But
is this something that y'all are excited for? Obviously,
I'm about as excited as Robert Pattinson's reaction in this set photo. I mean that for the movie. And I only mean that because it's just like, yeah, of course, Matt Reeves is getting to do anything and everything he wants to do, and they're, I'm just like, I'm excited for it, but I want also the things that I like too, like. Not that I'm not going to like this, but I want them to greenlight some things that we were hoping and banking on.
You need just one thing, just anything, just one thing.
Maybe just one. Yeah, maybe just one.
Right? Just one thing.
Yeah. Every day we get this announcement of something that I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
But
a lot of money being spent for DC stuff. $0 going towards the stuff we like.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Thoughts?
It has me more interested for the movie to like see what's going on with the Penguin character that they feel he's interesting enough for this to happen. But aside from that, I just, without seeing it, I just don't care and don't get it.
Yeah.
They're
Alan?
putting a lot of stake in the Reeves verse.
I like it. I love when Alan's not into something. It's great. It's so rare.
I mean, I don't know really. I'm like everybody else. I have no idea what this character is even going to be like, so it's really hard for me to have an excitement level, but as of right now,
yeah.
I hate Robert Pattinson's suit, so that's put a bad taste for every part of the movie in my mouth so far.
Yes, exactly.
Well, except for Catwoman, I'm good. I'm good with that one. But
it is a hard thing to look past without seeing the film. When the suit is bad, but
it's a very important key to Batman.
The trailer,
whole deal. Yeah, he's got to have a scary.
The trailer did look awesome story wise, like we said. So
yeah,
and Basement Blues. Let's wait and see how well the Batman film does. Agreed.
Here.
All right. Let's turn the page here and talk a little bit of Marvel. The Venom Let There Be Carnage release date actually got moved up 2 weeks and is not very long. You got to imagine. Yeah, you got to imagine take off 10 minutes for credits, maybe an 80-minute movie. If it is, in fact, 90 minutes like it's being speculated.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's probably Walter Amada or Toby Brick. Somebody jumped over to Sony and was like, "Hey, let me give you some pointers here.
Yeah,
less amount of time this movie takes to finish.
Hard 90-minute cap. That's how you do it." Yeah, I want this one. I want this movie to be awesome, especially because Circus is involved.
That's like my big pull for it too.
Right.
Yeah.
I just, I got a lot of the trailers not been great. So
the first one though, I think the trailers for the first one were worse.
That is true. I agree. I don't know. Alan, Brandon, your thoughts?
Go ahead, Alan.
I don't know. I guess I'm a little glad that it's PG-13 because Cal has been acting out the trailers for about a month now, and there's like spit all over my floor where he's been Venom all over the place, and then he's been quoting Woody Harrelson. He's like, I've tasted blood, and that's not blood, And I'm like, oh god. So I'm glad I get to take him to see it, and he'll get really antsy. So an hour and a half seems pretty good to me. So. I'll be all right.
Yeah, this day and age, an hour and a half tends to be a red flag, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's worrisome for me. I won't be able to really rationalize that not being worrisome until I see the movie.
Yeah. I hope, just like I think everybody, a lot of my hope with this one falls with Andy Serkis. I was kind of mad on the first one. And I haven't watched it since theaters. Bought it. I will review.
You should watch it. It was a lot better for me on second screening.
Yeah.
It was just one of those movies.
I did have a blown speaker in my theater.
Oh,
that was major.
That's rough in that movie with him talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did go talk to the people that work the theater to make sure they were aware.
I would expect nothing less.
But
did you see Upgrade?
Me?
Did I see Upgrade? Yes, and it's the Venom movie we deserved.
Just pretend it's Venom. It's got the same actor.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Everybody knows that.
Right.
But yeah,
Nani says it's all about pacing, and wasn't the first one technically 90 minutes? I thought the first one was closer to 2 hours.
just felt that way.
Could be wrong. Let's
He
see.
just drug on there for a little while. That's all.
You not on Ponce in it tonight, Chris? Is that what I saw?
Am I? I got
An hour 52.
basement
A little
pog.
longer.
Okay. Colors are messing with me. That's a good one. I
Scoffing
wish
off.
I could taste beer though. I can't taste beer anymore. It just tastes like carbonation. So
Maybe you can finally
No.
quit.
That's probably better for you, Brandon. Judging on
We've been concerned.
yeah.
yeah,
Based on your last showing when we
God's
were
doing.
up there.
God said no. No more.
What did your family
Alright.
and friends?
Yep.
My
No
mom is
need.
rejoicing.
No need for an intervention.
That heathen.
Just lose your taste.
We did have a ton of video game announcements. So I know Brandon wants to talk about this. This last week. Marvel announced a sequel to the first Spider-Man game and a Wolverine game for PS5, both of which look awesome. Not that we've seen a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm just excited for them.
I know I've played the Spider-Man stuff. Ryan has played the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Miles Morales. You haven't played Miles Morales yet, have you?
No, not PS5.
It's on PS4 too.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan, have you played either of those?
I have dabbled a little. The boys have both played both of them, but
Okay.
yeah, they for some reason they can't share. So I have 2 copies of Spider-Man and 2 copies of Miles Morales in my house. So, yeah.
Okay, nice. That
You can
checks out.
explain that to them when they can't go to college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're nickel and diamond me to death, boys.
Chris, have you played?
No,
any of
I've played
those?
all the old Spider-Man games, but by the
Dude,
time the
this
PS4
one's so-
ones rolled around,
The first
I kinda
one at
like,
least was awesome.
enough.
You should play it.
I've
If
heard
you
great
like-
things about them both.
Yeah.
But
Spider-Man. I love
those things of-
Spider-Man 2. That game was awesome.
Oh yeah. And Web of Shadows,
okay.
that one was kind of overlooked. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Got a little bit more open world, but I've heard amazing things about both these games. I just haven't gotten to them.
Word.
Yeah,
Wolverine thing's
Yeah.
intriguing. That'll be fun.
they're really good. And well, I haven't finished Miles Morales yet, but it's really good as well. But this one's exciting because they're introducing Venom because he's so hot right now.
Venom.
And that's exciting to see because it was kind of like a Sinister Six type story in the last one, and it'll be interesting to see because I can't really tell who the actual main villain is supposed to be. Like there was a narration going on, and it's not clear who that actually is throughout the trailer, and then they did the Venom reveal at the end. But yeah, Insomniac is they're going all in on the Marvel properties with this, and like you're saying,
Love
the
it.
Wolverine one. That Wolverine one, which was just a cinematic trailer, and with
Oh yeah, I think I saw
reveal.
this. I think it
love
is
some
Craven
Craven.
is the big bad in that one. I saw
Okay.
saw that somewhere.
Cool. Yeah, you get that. It's like a bar scene. Logan sitting at the bar, cowboy hat, like definitely like old man Logan type feel.
Getting ready to tell somebody to F off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
I even
So
said
I'm
F
excited.
in front
Did
of
you guys
myself
ever
and
play
all.
that Wolverine game that came out?
The GameCube one?
I don't know if it was on GameCube. It seemed like it was like maybe Xbox 360 era.
Only Wolverine game I ever played was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
Love
And
those
that one
games.
was awesome. So,
So
good.
good.
It was
I'm
apparently
low on energy, but rich in vitamin C. That's what Deadpool said just over and over.
Before he was like a popular character.
Yep. That's my guy.
The old X-Men games are good at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't play any of those. But
You don't have to sound so defeated, Brandon. It's okay.
Well, I think it was the second one. I can't remember the title of them, but they had like their little intro cinematic video that kind of was like their teaser for the game, and it was based around Nightcrawler. That was pretty cool. You should look it up if you haven't seen it.
That's the game that Charlie and Frank play in their apartment? Nightcrawlers?
Yeah, that's it.
So good.
Why don't we ever
We
play
gotta get
Nightcrawlers anymore?
we got to get more. It's Always Sunny in Philly drops. We also got one other video game announcement: a Knights of the Old Republic remake for PS5, and this is my favorite game of all time.
Oh.
Did
you play Ocarina of Time?
Do what?
Did you play Ocarina of Time?
Did you play
No.
Last of Us?
All
No.
right, that explains it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm a little torn because I've been wanting I played the first two, obviously, and then they had the Old Republic like online multiplayer game. I really wanted a sequel, so I'm kind of bummed that it's not a sequel. I'm interested to see what remake means.
Well, it means remake.
I mean, is it just going to be like the same game? It's just like
Just
better
remastered.
graphics?
Just remastered. Yeah.
No, it'll be
Oh.
remake and remastered are different. This is a built from the ground up remake. Like it will be I'm sure they'll probably add different things, new things, but there's a big movement right now with publishers kind of going back to the well and completely from the ground up making new versions of the old game for generations that didn't play them when they were on the original consoles. Like me, I didn't play this, so I'll actually be interested to check it out because Ryan kind of waxes poetic about it.
I feel like you said you're not a fan of that type of game, though, right? Wasn't that one of the reasons you didn't play it?
It's RPG.
Yeah.
It depends. It honestly depends on gameplay, and how open world it is.
It's a very open world.
Yeah. It just depends on like
He hates it.
if the story is like
He's never gonna play.
I can't play RPG. Usually RPGs
Brandon
combat.
just can't figure out what to do next.
Well, I do. But I get a lot of FOMO when I play those types of games. Like I don't want to make decisions. I don't want to miss out on something.
So don't get anything. Miss out on everything.
Nothing. Yeah,
That's a good point.
I do.
It's a life lesson right there, Brandon.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of those lately.
That's good. Growth, right?
Yeah.
And then last little bit of video game related stuff. Halo TV series is set to premiere on Paramount Plus in 2022. The only time I ever played, I never even played like the campaign of this game. The only time I ever played it was just multiplayer at friends' houses or something. So I'm not super nostalgic for this. I don't know how intense this was for you guys when you were younger.
I adored Halo Combat Evolved, the first one. I blind bought that game when the Xbox came out, and me and a buddy of mine played the entire game in one sitting on New Year's Eve. And it was awesome. Like it was
Best day of Brandon's life.
Sounds like a pretty wild New Year's Eve.
It was like the first I mean, it was crazy graphics at the time, obviously, but the gameplay was so solid as for a first-person shooter, and it was co-op, so that was those are the types of games that I kind of lean towards in that kind of capacity. But I'm not super like, I don't care about the story of Halo. It's not that interesting of a story to me. I've played all the campaigns and I couldn't tell you anything that happens in the story. But
what?
I was excited at the time when Neil Blomkamp was making a Halo movie that ended up becoming District 9. I'm interested at the prospect of an actual Master Chief. I don't know if they've done like some sort of like Showtime series in the Halo universe, but I never checked it out. If the story is focused on Master Chief, I'd be interested. But I mean, it's Paramount Plus. It's not one of the. I'm not going to subscribe to Paramount Plus for it.
Yeah.
Should get your
Chris,
week trial.
Alan. Yeah.
Nothing
You guys
on
excited for
Paramount. Nothing on Paramount Plus has made me want to get it yet, and this isn't helping. So I'm good.
Yellowstone. I think it's Paramount, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk like you.
Well, hell.
And you, Brandon. And you.
No, they do not.
I've been practicing that all week.
Nailed it.
Not.
What about second breakfast?
Yeah, Ryan, I think I have the same experience with Halo as you growing up. Just
Yeah.
never really played it.
But you
friend's
played,
house.
you played LAN parties, right?
Maybe like once going to a friend's house. But growing up, I'll admit, I was a bit of a Sony fanboy. I never owned an Xbox. Really didn't like Xbox. I still stand by the very first Xbox controllers were the worst controllers ever.
They're terrible.
Yep.
They were terrible.
Yep. The big fat ones.
Yep. So Halo was never like a real big thing for
And
me.
Chris, and if you've seen Chris, he's pretty tiny. So
Yeah,
no
it's
chance
like-
he was getting his hands around that thing.
Yeah.
Like Charlie's uncle.
Get those extension gloves. You had to buy one of those controllers with like the like programmable cheat buttons, so you can
Right.
pull off certain combinations.
That does sound like something Chris would do, even if the size wasn't an issue.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So let's talk about some trailers. It's been a couple weeks, so we've had a couple of big trailers come out that we haven't talked about on here. First, we saw the Wheel of Time trailer. This is the one with Rosamund Pike, right?
Correct.
I saw a clip of the trailer. I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing. Gave me the logo gave me Game of Thrones vibes. Is that how it feels, or?
I mean, it's kind of high fantasy. Yeah, I guess Game of Thrones is a good comparison, but probably because every studio is trying to find their own Game of Thrones right now. So I'm sure, and it's also very like the type treatment, logo treatment, I guess, reminds me a lot of what they did for Witcher. But I don't know a lot about the source material. My buddy Kevin does. I was texting him about it when this trailer dropped because he was anticipating the trailer. So he's a big fan of this series, and he came back pretty positive on it. He has his kind of reservations. Apparently, the magic in this universe is very specific. I don't know what that means, but he was worried about how they were going to try and pull off the magic element of it.
Just card tricks. 100% card tricks.
It's all sleight of hand. That's it.
Yeah. Are you watching closely? But it looks good to me. I don't know. Did you guys get to check out the trailer?
I just
So
haven't
your
seen
show
the whole thing
notes.
It gives
I'm gonna
me.
watch this.
It seems like Amazon is putting necessary amount of money behind it. It looks well made, and it's it definitely gave. I mean, rightfully so. It gave me kind of Game of Thrones slash. It kind of had like as far as like aesthetic, it looked similar to like Eternals, like the trailers we've seen for Eternals.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm just counting down the days to the Lord of the Rings show on Amazon.
It's a lot of days.
That's
Well,
what I was
if
gonna say.
anything-
Man, that's a lot of days.
yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
If anything, it'll be a good buffer before that gets here, possibly.
Yeah.
But that book series is beloved, so apparently, there's stuff, good stuff to kind of mine. So hopefully,
How'd you like those books, Brandon?
I liked. I'm a big fan of not books. So
All right.
I like to go in pure. I like to go in kind of, you know,
That's how you look at it.
no preconceived,
Yeah.
no preconceived notions, thoughts, feelings, ideas. I want to go
Written word.
in as blind as possible. Yeah.
Except for the trailers. I'll watch those.
One. I'll watch one. I'll do one. But yeah. I've said enough
What'd y'all think?
I've said enough about a thing that I don't know anything about. So
There you go. That's exciting, man. There's a whole like a big circle where we didn't talk about anything really. Just trailer look cool, so we're gonna. That's it. Yeah.
Did you guys have a chance to watch the Hawkeye trailer?
yes, I did.
A couple of times.
But I've talked a lot lately, so somebody else can talk.
Alan, what'd you think?
I don't know. I'm digging the Christmas time in the show that they're going to go with. And I know you guys aren't. I know you guys aren't too high on Hawkeye as a character, but I actually he took that human element and embraced it. You know what I mean? Like,
Thanks, Alan. I
made
appreciate
plenty
that.
of. Yeah, man. Anytime I can pump you up, you know, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But
Clint?
Yeah.
Go ahead, change your name, Chris.
but no, I was excited before the trailer, and I thought the trailer was pretty good. I can't wait to see what happens.
Nice. Chris, have you had a chance to watch the trailer? I mean, you're in it, so there's no reason to watch it. But
He's seen the edit, the final edit on this thing.
Yeah, I'm coming to the show pretty ill prepared. I don't watch this one either.
yeah.
If I want to pull a Brandon, I'll talk about this at length. The bows had arrows. I don't know if the strings have technical names, but it had those. As Alan said, Christmas towards the end of the year, so I'm pretty excited for that. Maybe it's the end of the road for him. It's like a metaphor.
Yeah,
and, it's really all I got. But yes, it Die Hard tone. That's what I was thinking too.
Yes, there we go.
Yep. And it does look
took
like
the words
fun.
right out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I got. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Ryan?
I don't know. I'll watch it. It's like any of these Marvel series. I just haven't been. I feel like they pick the characters that I don't really care about, and we'll make shows about them. So we'll check it out.
It's kind of by default with the TV show. It's like, okay, we're not going to make.
There's a ton of people that love Loki. Like,
no, I'm saying but they're not going to make a movie about Loki. They're not going to make a movie like.
They might.
It's just, but they're not.
Well, yeah.
They said about Iron Man 20 years
I'm just
ago.
saying that, like, there's of the list of Marvel characters, like, they've probably taken 4 out of my bottom 6 and made shows about them,
and like made billions off of them.
Yeah. I don't know. The Christmas thing will be fun. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Haven't really seen that with any Marvel movies, even that I remember. Like, kind of done the seasonal thing. So
Iron Man 3 was set at Christmas.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was.
That's true.
Everybody forgets.
That's Shane Black. It's like default. He has to say.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm gonna check it out. I'm not super. The trailer didn't get me excited, super excited for it or anything. No. Brandon, what you got?
Yes. I do. That my main takeaway is that it's a Christmas setting. I do appreciate that in a movie, and I will say that I thought that this looks, as far as maybe Loki withstanding, because it had just this completely different genre compared to the other stuff. I felt like this looked the most like movie quality.
Yeah.
In comparison. And I like Haley Steinfeld, so I'm excited to see what she does with the role. So we'll see.
Cool.
Now, I was confused because I thought Britt said that this is the second
Just so
time
you
this
know,
character has
it's
been.
Haley Steinfeld, Brandon. Just so you don't embarrass yourself over and over the rest of the year.
I don't really care. I got no problem embarrassing myself.
Guzman.
That's right.
There's a list. Just roll it out. Britt, I was pretty sure Britt said that Kate Bishop had already appeared in the MCU, and she was being recast with Haley Steinfeld, and that character was his daughter, and it's not his daughter.
No.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the character, so.
And I
don't
could
know,
be
Chris.
saying Brit,
Sorry,
and
Clint. Do you have any?
it could have been somebody else.
Any
that said
background
that.
Give me a minute to see if anybody posted something in the comments, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Somebody come to the rescue.
Just be here waiting.
Britt, where are you?
Where are
Go
you
ahead.
at, man?
We'll have to.
Let it drop.
It's Brit, bitch.
I don't want to say that definitively because he could have been talking about a different character. It could have been like the Cassie Lang thing or whatever.
You don't want to slander.
Yeah,
Mr.
I know.
Marvel
Well,
on
I do know
on
that.
our show, and he's not
Cassie,
here to defend himself.
Cassie Lang did
Yeah.
get recast. I
Yeah,
do know that.
that's already happened. But I thought that he was talking about this character, but maybe not. Anyway, but yeah, that's all I got.
No, I guess not last, but we got the Aquaman King of Atlantis show.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
I'm so excited.
Well, this is not for us. And if you didn't know that, you can look at the animation style. It's for little kids.
Dude, this is going to give me so much lunch bag material. You just don't even know.
That's true. There'll be a lot of that.
I will watch every single episode of this on repeat multiple times because Cal will not give me a choice.
Yeah. Now, if it's in the vein of something like Teen Titans Go, I'm down because I love that show. It's fun.
Brandon, you know how you have your gripes with animation? This would be a gripe with the animation for me. There's no chance I'm watching this.
My gripes though are like feature type stuff, like I guess like Cartoon Network, like Teen Titans Go, and all these other shows. It's like, okay, I get that this is they choose a style, but it's also a function, huh?
Invincible's not a feature,
right? But it's it needs a medium that is that matches its narrative. In terms of quality for me.
It looks like the same. It looks like the same artwork that they went with for that new Thundercats that they did on Cartoon Network. And it was.
I didn't watch
that.
that.
Well, you didn't miss anything. So there's that.
But we don't have to dwell on this. This is obviously it's for kids. It's an HBO. It's an outlet for their younger kids side of their program. So, and James Wan is behind it.
Yeah,
but
maybe this is the humor that Patrick Wilson was talking about.
Maybe
it's what he was thinking of. Yeah, that's a good point.
I was thinking about that other Aquaman thing I'm working on. That's my bad.
I'm just saying.
All right, the biggest of trailers: The Matrix Resurrections, Matrix 4, The Matrix Resurrections.
John Wick 5.
It looks. I've tried so hard to like temper my expectations for this movie, and this trailer happened, and I'm just super pumped for it now. Like there's no putting it back in the box.
Yeah,
I don't know. What are y'all's general thoughts, Brandon? What do you think?
Well, when this trailer dropped, I was deathly ill, and I kind of barely could watch it. I couldn't keep my eyes open to even see it. And then I really honestly just watched it for the first time a few days ago. I love the song choice for this trailer. It's perfect.
Yes.
Also the way they kind of integrate their own original score for it towards the end is great. I think this movie could be very surprising in terms of I'm sure that a lot of people are betting against it being any good. But
do you know anyone in particular?
Not particularly. Just how the internet is.
Okay, yeah.
Not like a redhead that's we do a show with.
Oh yeah. Well, what's funny is this doesn't necessarily it's not something that we would normally talk about on CAPECAST, but I really wanted to give Ryan and myself an outlet to talk about it without
without us shutting down the channel.
Yeah, without having to just like rush past it as fast as we could.
One day, when
we don't kill each other,
enough time has passed, we will post the fallout from our original Matrix review on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Now it's still on the CiNEMACHiNE docket for Thursday, so it's coming up. But
oh boy,
see how it goes. But the thing about this is, I just feel like I have so many questions about the story, and
I know
what type of story this is.
That's awesome.
And I'm really excited to unpack that. Visually, it looks. I thought it looked awesome. Which is not a surprise, I guess, but it looks a lot different than any of the other Matrix movies, which is interesting to me. Like the Matrix, the stuff that I assume is in the Matrix doesn't have that green tint to it like it did in the other movies. So I'm really curious, and I feel pretty confident that there's a reason behind that. So I just got a lot of questions, and that's good.
That's the thing with this movie is, like, as I'm watching this trailer, I do have a lot of questions that pop up in my mind like that. The Morpheus is the young version of Morpheus, air quotes. Like, I have a hard time believing that there's not a reason for pretty much all of the questions that are posed. Something like this. I agree. Song choice was awesome. Looked awesome. Keanu Reeves with long hair is just great. It's just great. Everything he's in with long hair is great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the blue pill. Him taking blue pill concept is cool. And honestly, just the supporting cast for this movie looks really awesome. Also, Chris, what did you think? Have you had a chance to watch this one?
Yeah, I only watched it once. I do want to give it another watch. I was already excited for this movie.
I've watched it like 9 times, probably.
Yeah, I thought you might have. I kind of told Brandon my thoughts already. I agree. I love the song choice, but overall, the trailer itself, I didn't love. Just like me being nitpicky about like scenes where it was like Keanu like jumping away from an explosion in slow mo, and it's kind of weird. But given that, I will still say this trailer's done enough.
That sounds like an Al complaint.
Well, I feel like there was like a lot of things like that throughout, and it just didn't. It felt like it was like distracting from everything else. Everything else seemed really polished. Then I'd see those, and it was like, I don't know. This was like a Michael Bay kind of scene thrown in.
There are a couple scenes I feel like there's some stuff in there that's not quite finished. That even just like the opening shot of that like cityscape, whatever, is computer generated, and there's parts of it that show. I
think that's very intentional, though. I think that fakeness for that shot.
Maybe. I mean, that's the thing.
100% intentional.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely super curious about everything going on
too.
But this is the first time in years or ever that something has made me want to revisit 2 and 3 of the Matrix trilogy and the Animatrix. I really did like the Animatrix, and I love the original Matrix. 2 and 3, those movies, as much as I wanted to love them, did nothing for me. I don't hate them, but they're super not memorable. So I'm not like,
I'm nostalgic for them, but I am very aware of the fact that the first one is leaps and bounds ahead of.
But this has made me want to revisit them to get a feel for like, what is the story? What's happening here?
I had a long conversation with the Matrix was the first rated R movie I ever saw. I saw it with my dad when I was younger, and so it was funny when this trailer came out. He was like, he's really not into movies at all. It's just not his thing. He's more of the sports guy. But this trailer came out, and he like texted me. He's like, "There's a new Matrix movie coming out," and we had this like long conversation, phone call about like elements of the trailer and all that. And it was the same thing, Chris. Like, I was like, I gotta go back and watch these movies now. Like, now I'm talking about it.
Did you watch the Animatrix? Any of you guys?
Yeah. I have it on DVD.
I used to when I was a physical guy.
Is it? I feel like I've seen parts of it. Is it worth watching? Did you enjoy it?
As I remember it,
really
it was
good.
pretty cool. I think it was like a little bit like kind of like an
I don't know why I
anthology.
never
Like
saw the
there's
whole thing.
separate
Yeah,
things in
it's-
there, but really high highs in there, as I remember.
It's mainly all independent stories, you know, like,
Mhm.
but it's really cool.
It's world building, right?
Yeah,
Essentially?
yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of history and like side things.
Gotcha.
It seems like, and I know a lot of people have hit on this since it came out, but it seems like there could possibly be like some kind of meta narrative going on in this one, where
No way.
like, because I know, but in the fact that there may actually exist in this story the movie The Matrix,
Yeah.
because there's like projected footage of the
the first
original
movie.
Matrix
Yeah.
stuff in this,
Yeah.
in certain scenes, and people are kind of, I'm sure that there's theories abound, but
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, man.
There's so
I-
much packed into this trailer. Like,
Yeah,
you could spend so much
It's
time
one of
digging
those-
all the little flashes of things, and
yeah, we could do another 2-hour podcast.
Trailer
I would
screen
honestly be
screen.
down for doing a full-on breakdown of this trailer. That's how excited
With
I am
Al.
for this movie. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Seafoam green, bros.
They're gonna high five.
Yeah,
My lunch money, stuff me in lockers. Yeah, that's pretty much Al's thoughts on it.
oh gosh,
And
Ghost
Neil
in the
Patrick
Shell.
Harris.
Beat
Neil
for
Patrick
beat.
Harris. NPH. If he's in anything, I'm down. Neil Patrick Harris.
Good Gone Girl vibes.
Well,
Um,
and the guy at the end from Mindhunter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan Groff.
Is that who it is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is that's also like that line itself, starting where it all began, going back to the Matrix or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's just so much stuff that's going to be there to unpack.
So
And
layered.
Yeah.
I
great.
think it's and like you were saying, Chris, I was listening to somebody talk about this trailer today, and I was like, God, I can't wait to go watch the other two movies that came after, because I've seen the first one so many times.
Yeah.
And I've seen Reloaded more than Revolutions. Revolutions I may have seen twice, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it'll have some, it'll, with distance and in preparation and excitement for this new one, that maybe I'll have a different perspective seeing them
Yeah.
this go around.
Yeah, when this trailer came out, I watched the trailer and then I listened to the whole score on vinyl right after. I was like, yes. Yeah, that'd be. I don't know, Brandon. We could
Comes out
think
in December.
about doing
We're gonna have to get
trailer
a group
breakdown.
together and go see this one in theaters.
No Al's invited.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm bringing him.
This will be a CAPECAST.
Chris would definitely
exclusive
bring Al.
night
I'm
out.
bringing Al drunk on eggnog. So he's just like, look at this scene. They're gonna
He'd be
high
very
five?
drunk because he's never had alcohol before, so you can get him
true.
drunk pretty quickly.
Oh,
Drunk on
That'd be
ginger
great.
beer.
I mean, his name's in the product, but he's never had it. So,
Anything else on that, or we want to move on to watch of the week?
that's all I got. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Same. All right. Let's start with Alan.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too.
Yep.
I couldn't remember what I named the clip.
You're just like frantically clicking drops. Alan, do you watch anything this week? Geeky?
The what ifs, because
Okay.
I had not watched the Doctor Strange episode
Okay.
until last week.
Is everybody caught up on these? Chris, Brandon?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So I watched both of those. Yeah.
All right. What'd you think about it, Alan?
Ooh, the Doctor Strange episode was. I really went into that like dragging my feet. Like I don't know. He's just not my guy. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan. So that's why I waited until I was like, okay, well, the zombies episode is out, so I've got to watch Doctor Strange before I can go to that. So I kind of made myself watch it and really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
Nice. It was a kind of more of the like dark things we've seen with Marvel at all.
Yeah.
Not a real happy resolution to that one.
Now I need to see that Spider-Man one they couldn't do.
I know, right? I know. Yep. Basement Blues. I need to get them all watched. I'm waiting. Yeah, doing the marathon
nice to binge.
style. Yeah. Chris, what'd you think of Doctor Strange and or Zombie?
Doctor Strange one was fine. I don't dislike the character. It's just never done like a whole lot for me in the MCU.
Sure.
The episode was cool. I mean, it was cool to kind of see like the darker side and like that what if aspect. Not my favorite episode, but I didn't really have any huge complaints with it. I like the Zombies one better. Zombies might be my top one so far. I thought they did a really good job of showing like almost like a different Avengers, like the new Avengers of here's a team that came together under different circumstances and here's that dynamic. And I thought they did a really good job of showing that in such like a shortened period of time.
Yeah.
So it was cool team dynamic there. And I know I've told you guys before, I'm a really big fan of the Marvel Zombies comics, like the main series and all the tie-ins. This is entirely different, but it was cool to kind of see like the MCU like take their stab at it and kind of give a nod to those comics. I definitely recommend anybody who hasn't read them, aside from Brandon, go out and read them.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
The Marvel Zombies was pretty cool. Deadpool had some pretty good tie-ins to it.
Nice.
But it's a super interesting, just like entire universe engulfing kind of event that happened. But yeah, I liked it. It was cool. The Spider-Man design was different than I was expecting. Didn't look like Holland at all to me. A little more true to like typically what you see in the comics, but
Ruffalo didn't look like himself either. It was just
No, it didn't.
It didn't look like him. Mandy was like,
Yeah.
who the hell is that guy? Who knows? It's Mark Ruffalo.
They gave him a lot of muscles for
that's what I was thinking.
what he's got.
Yeah.
I wonder if Bucky survived getting yeeted by Wanda.
It's fine.
Brandon, what'd you think?
Yeah, I like both of them. There was a ton of hype on the internet about the Doctor Strange one before I saw it. And so maybe my expectations got ahead of me. But I still thought it was good. But I wasn't like, people were saying, I was bawling by the end of it. And I'm like, didn't do that. But
it's hard to, for me, the voice acting, like it was really hard to, because we've talked about it before. It sounds very isolated. It's hard to like feel any emotions when you're dealing with that.
Right. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a cool kind of cautionary tale type story. The Zombies one, I also really enjoyed. I enjoyed it more than the Doctor Strange one. And I really loved I like zombie stuff, so I'm obviously in for that. But it was cool to see the roster of heroes that they had kind of put together. And I love that that Scott Lang was just ahead. That gave me like major Mars Attacks vibes with Pierce Brosnan's character. And I adore that movie, so obviously gonna love that. But yeah, I thought it was good. There's not a lot for me to say about this. Like I'm not gonna have like takeaways or like they're not things that are like super impactful, but I just think they're fun, digestive, watch it. Oh, it's cool. It's a cool little alternate take type thing experience. And then you move on. It's not something that I'll ever return to. My main takeaway from this whole series is the animation style. I do love the animation style that they've gone with. So I think that's great. And like I said, if like Invincible had a similar animation style or just something that looked more expensive, I
God,
understand that
Brandon's
I'm
got
hard to
this
please.
high dollar taste.
Yeah,
It's
you
animation.
gotta spend the money or for me
He's
to pay
got that
attention.
Disney
okay?
taste.
I want to be wined and dined with my animation. Okay.
You
But
got to work for
anyway,
it.
Yeah.
do you have thoughts, Ryan?
I was kind of I enjoyed the zombie episode more than the strange episode for sure. For some reason this show hasn't super moved the needle for me. And I'm usually a huge fan of this type of material. But I don't know. Like I was obviously we kind of talked about how Loki was best show. I was a lot more invested in that. Like the other like 2 days ago I caught up on the last 2 episodes. Like, oh yeah, I've got 2 of those I can watch. It's just not something that like I don't know. I'm like excited about coming out each week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They're all.
So you don't have to look at it anymore.
It's true. This is true. Chris, do you watch anything else geeky other than What If?
Yeah, I finally got around to starting up, and I'm midway through the final or the latest season of Rick and Morty. And I also started, and I've gotten pretty far into an anime series on Netflix, Demon Slayer. I guess it came out a couple of years ago. I just never really heard about it.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, Demon Slayer for me, it's pretty unique. In some ways, like I think you get more like an empathy message throughout the story than you typically get in a lot of like these animes. And the character is really pure, but I don't love it. It's definitely not like a one I'd recommend super highly, but
yeah,
I'm watching it.
Yeah. What about Rick and Morty?
I'm digging it. It's a show that I always
live
forget
action
about.
thing that kicked you over to start watching it.
Yeah, I would just forget about it. And I'm glad to be watching new ones again. I just know that I'm gonna be just kind of like bummed when it ends and like, got new episodes. It's just so good with like it's just little bits of things like sprinkled here and there.
Yeah. Brandon, did you watch the last season of Lucifer?
I'll take this one. Yeah, I've seen Luther. It's really good. Lucifer.
That was a classic mix-up from Brandon on a couple episodes ago, talking about Luther and Lucifer.
Sorry,
I have not. This is a show that I've not really been able to get into. Katie watched like I don't know half of a season or something, and then just kind of didn't stick with it. I don't know. Have any of y'all checked that show out at all?
Negative. Have never watched a second of it.
That was really drawn out. I like the drama.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to think that I was totally invested in it, but I don't know. It is what it is. Wasn't somebody was on it though at one point? Was Tom Welling was he on
Idris
there?
Elba.
They did. Yeah. They did. There's some kind of crossover with Lucifer and the CW DC stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Brandon, did you watch anything geeky this week?
We actually sat down over the course of 2 nights and watched The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with my daughter. I know that we've talked a lot about the Spider-Mans in anticipation with the new one, prepping to hopefully see Garfield and Maguire back. And I know a lot of us have some fondness for Garfield.
Not Chris.
It was good. It was not Chris.
He's all right.
It was good to return to these. They're definitely flawed films, but especially the second one.
The second suit is great though.
It is. It's so good.
First one is the worst. But
It's
he
pretty
has
bad.
the best and worst suits, in my opinion.
Yeah, his dorky like little like penguin
Walker
flipper
glasses.
shoes. Yeah, and the,
Yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts still kind of remain. I think that Garfield's Peter Parker is.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I threw that Parker in there. I was like, hey.
Alan, how old are you?
I'll be 40 next week. Oh, what? If Peter jokes never get old.
Oh, bless you.
Put it on my tombstone. Peter jokes never get old.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that his Peter Parker is way too cool. I think that his Spider-Man is perfect.
yes.
I'm torn with his and Gwen Stacy's relationship. I feel like I know that they were dating at the time. But they're a little too cutesy throughout that franchise. Like they needed to rein it back just a little bit. Like they're just like oozing with this like mad love type,
Puppy love.
Yeah, I don't know. It comes across like we're kind of shooting for something here, and it comes across as try hard to me. But I do. I mean, I love Sally Field as Aunt May. I think there's a lot of great, like Garfield has a lot of great emotional moments throughout. And I just wish he was paired with better overall films for his two outings. And that they weren't trying so hard, just like DC was, to get to this team up, build up type thing with Sinister Six. And they had to like
Sinister Six.
Sinister Six.
I'll draw that.
By the time you get to like everything with Harry in the second one is hard to watch.
You don't like the manservant comb scene?
Yeah. Yeah. By the time you get to Green Goblin, it's like they fast forward through so much that could have been good character development to get to there. But I don't know. We still enjoyed watching them. Luna was distraught by the end of the second one after Gwen Stacy died. And yeah. Which is a great scene. That's an amazing sequence.
Yeah, agreed. These movies are so hot and cold for me. Like the lows are low. The highs are really high. Like the stuff in the second one where I think it's just like kind of the intro sequence where he's like fighting those goons and he's like sitting on top of the truck and his like pops his head down, his feet are still hanging off. It's like doing like just kind of like messing around with these criminals and the Rhino sequence, the Gwen Stacy thing. But then you got like the Jamie Foxx stuff and the Green Goblin stuff, and it's just
I did find that even though that kind of like the fight sequences and the traversal stuff, like all that stuff is top notch. Like it's great Spider-Man action throughout. It just Jamie Foxx is another instance of just try hard. Like he's just whatever he's doing, he didn't need to do.
You remembered my name.
I love that they fix his gap in his tooth when he becomes Electro, and they show it.
Why?
Like, all right. It's just weird. Anyway, but yeah, so we watched that.
Nice.
That was about it. That's about all I've seen.
Ryan,
you saw something in the movie theater.
Shang-Chi with a lady. Have either or any of y'all seen this yet, Alan?
No, I have not.
I won't talk spoilers on it. I'll wait till we've got one of you or Britt on here to go back.
It's Brent, bitch.
So good.
Has he been on? since you've made that drop, has he been on at all? Like, oh, I cannot wait. Oh,
it's gonna be great.
Sorry, go ahead.
This movie, it was a good movie that was for me, and it's maybe just a me thing. Aquafina, man, didn't need to be in the movie to begin with, and every scene she's in is just, it's agonizing.
Every scene that she's in and anything she's in.
Yeah, and there were also a couple of, we've talked about, you know, kind of ad nauseum on here about humor. There were a couple of like big high stakes climactic type moments that were undercut by either her or Ben Kingsley's character, that I just like, take that stuff out, and this is like right up there with one of the better Marvel movies for me, but it's just hard to ignore that stuff. It's hard. But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about that movie at some point.
What did Katie think about it?
She enjoyed it. The Aquafina stuff, she agreed with me. She doesn't feel as strongly about it.
Well, her favorite movie is Crazy Rich Asians. So
True.
She has at least a little bit of affinity for her.
I don't know if I've rubbed off on her with like this bad humor stuff in superhero movies, but like it's like starting to get to her a lot. It's true, Nani. I really do. Yeah, so that's what I saw. Did anybody pick up any geeky stuff, materials, records, figurines?
I picked up a few comics. Nice.
Anything of note?
Got nothing like major issues or anything, but I got the Adventures of Superman 564.
Cool.
Nuclear Nightmare. And then today, Al might not like this one.
Ooh.
I got 666 Superman. Yeah. It's actually a really cool story. So that was pretty cool. The Superman symbol was like the mark of the beast in it. So it was, but it was all just a dream or whatever. But it was pretty neat. Pretty neat little grab. I was like, ooh, mark of the beast. I'm gonna get that.
Chris, anything?
I didn't pick up anything new that I can think of, but I was digging through some of my comics when I was looking at some of the Shang Chi stuff because I've got the first appearance issue. I was kind of like, nice. Pricing it out, seeing what it's worth now.
What is it?
It's getting up there. Like I bought this thing years and years and years ago because I was like, eventually, I thought it was going to be Iron Fist becoming a bigger character because he was a pretty big character in the New Avengers in like the early 2000s. So I got that and I was like, maybe this will pay off. I probably paid like $4 for it. And I'm like, why didn't I buy like 30 of these things? But I was like kind of going through some of my comics and me and Kelly actually went and we rewatched like the first two Tobey Spider-Man movies. And they kind of has that scene where he throws, the suit away when he quits. And I was like, I have that comic book, the Spider-Man No More. I picked it up at like in a comic book shop in Jersey years ago, and I got a pretty good deal on it. And I had it framed. When I say I had it framed, I mean my dumb self just stuffed it in a frame and like had it up for a while. And I was like, I should look up how much that was worth. And like I looked around and it was like $1,500 easy.
Holy
moly.
Like,
oh, let me go check this thing out. And me just having it in that frame, it had separated the cover from the book.
No.
So I gently took it out and just threw it in a plastic sleeve, and with the rest of like the non-frame, just kind of like in safekeeping comics. I'm sure it still has plenty of value. It's like a classic issue with like iconic art, but the front cover.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. And it happened like somewhat recently too, like when I was moving, last year. So all those years it was kind of like doing fine, and then the cover went. But I still got
Rest
it.
in peace.
Still love that I have it. It's an iconic issue. But yeah, so just revisiting old things that I've
that's cool.
Digging through
I feel like there's every like 2 years a Marvel movie comes out and you're like, yeah, back in the day I invested in the first issue just
the
in
first
case.
Deadpool, the first Shang-Chi. We got the first black suit Spider-Man with the symbiote, like before it's like really the symbiote, where it's just like an introduction of that suit. So I've got that issue. Spider-Man No More.
Oh, first Night Monkey issue?
First
cool.
Night Monkey, you got that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Trey, I don't have it up here with me, but Trey, speaking of first appearances, Trey picked up Firestorm number, I don't remember, and it was the first appearance of the Weasel. He bought it because of that.
Very cool.
Nice. Hold on to that.
Still hasn't seen the movie.
Gonna pay off. Well, no, Trey bought that one. He has actually seen it.
Okay, gotcha. Brandon, what about you?
What you got?
You good?
Yeah, well, like a lot of us, I guess, I got Zack Snyder's Justice League on 4K and Blu-ray, and I actually got to watch most of it when I got it in.
Thumbs up.
And I was very. It's a good movie.
Scale of 1 to 10. What we got?
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
I texted Ryan that the difference between this and the HBO Max, just stuff that I noticed, just the idea as far as going from a streaming platform to an actual high bit rate transfer is a pretty big uptick when it comes to like black levels and resolution, compression, that kind of thing. So I was very, very pleased with it. I haven't watched the 4K version of it.
Nani has.
Blu-ray.
Nani has.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was pleasantly pleased, and I paid retail for it and I don't do that normally. You know how we do, Ryan. We bargain hunt, which is part of the fun. I was like, nope, I've got to get this one day one. Who knows if WB is going to bury this and I'll never be able to find it.
Exactly.
The highest price when you could.
It already kind of felt like that when the Steelbook thing page disappeared on Best Buy. It's like they canceled that order.
Yeah. Yep. So now I got it.
Yeah, I need to have
there
time,
nestled
but I
in
need
my
to
collection.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have anything new this week. I've been buying a bunch of baseball cards, but you know.
Did you get any football cards?
Yes. Some
What'd you
football
get?
cards.
What'd you order?
I told you I got Jalen Hurts rookie card, so that's good. That's good.
That guy
Brandon's
did.
like,
That's a good
stop
one.
it.
Sorry.
I guess we got movies coming soon. It looks pretty well. I guess no. Shang-Chi's come out, so we moved on to the next one there.
Yep.
Got Hawkeye coming out now in December. So I'll ask this.
The update is that also that Venom moved up 2 weeks, so
yeah,
that's closer than it was.
So with
you guys plan on seeing Venom in theaters?
Yeah,
you guys go with me.
It looks pretty scary. I don't know if I'll go along.
We're going, Chris.
Okay,
we're going. Now we've got a new one on there. Of these three, what are you most excited for? Or to check out? Alan, you go first.
Ooh, that one's the Eternals. That's still that one.
It's just
for me.
Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals. It's the Batman, the Eternals, the Venom, the Hawkeye.
Yeah, but just drop the. You know.
That's yeah. Thanks,
Chris. What about you?
Probably the Venom.
Okay.
Want to see more Sonyverse.
Agreed.
Circus.
Yeah. I'm more interested in Eternals, probably because of just I feel like it's going to be different than a lot of MCU stuff, at least visually. But I have more like affinity for the Venom franchise, obviously, because I know about it. I don't know anything about Eternals. I guess I'm rooting for Venom, but as far as anticipation of something that I think will be good, Eternals.
For me, it's Venom, and it's not really close. I don't know. I'm excited. The circus thing, anything he's involved with, I'm just like, there's a level of
I think
anticipation.
weren't they? Wasn't the premiere today?
Yeah, I think he posted a picture of it or
Yeah.
of himself there.
So imagine we'll start getting everybody's hot takes.
Yeah, didn't somebody ask him about, Venom and Spider-Man together, and he said it's happening?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Not gonna rush it or something.
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, which is cool. I mean, expected, kind of semi-common knowledge, but
Yeah.
it's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think that kind of wraps it up. I'll do the social jive here.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm
Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our videos. Give us a follow on Twitter at CAPECAST Show. We're always talking everything geek there. And we have Patreons, patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNEPod. And we appreciate all of the support that we get there. So, gentlemen, I guess I'll see y'all next week. Brandon, I'll see you on Thursday for CiNEMAChine.
Yeah.
We'll be back for
And
that
Saturday.
too, finally.
Be together
Yeah.
Saturday. Got a concert.
Yeah.
Live music.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
A lot of Brandon on tap this week. Had a lot of Chris last week. A lot of Brandon this week.
Just the one day. Just the one day with me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry,
That
man.
was enough.
All right, gentlemen. Without further ado,
So long.
later on.